You know what fear really is? It's not the monster you imagine in the dark. It's not always a loud scream. Sometimes, fear is a whisper in your mind, a silent weight that sits on your chest, making everything feel heavier than it is. You fear failing. You fear being judged. You fear not being enough. You fear that no matter what you do, it might not work out. And so, you wait. You keep yourself small. You build safe walls around your heart. You avoid risks. You keep dreams folded like old letters tucked away in a drawer no one opens. You tell yourself, when I'm stronger, then I'll try. When I'm ready, then I'll step forward. When I know more, then I'll begin. But here's the truth most people don't want to face. Fear doesn't disappear when you wait. It grows. The longer you let it sit in the shadows, the bigger it becomes. The louder its whispers get. Until one day, it's no longer just fear of failure, it's fear of living. This is exactly what Arjuna felt on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He wasn't just afraid of his enemies, he was afraid of himself. He looked at the army before him and saw his loved ones standing on the other side. His hands trembled, his heart raced, fear wrapped itself around him like a storm. And he said to Krishna, I cannot fight. My mind is confused. My limbs fail. My mouth is dry. My body trembles. I want to run. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? We may not be standing on a battlefield with bows and arrows, but inside us, every single day, a war rages between fear and clarity. But Krishna didn't tell Arjuna to escape. He didn't give him false promises. He gave him something far more powerful. Knowledge. Ajnane navritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Knowledge is covered by ignorance, and because of that, living beings are deluded. Bhagavad Gita 5.15. Krishna reminded Arjuna, it's not the battle that weakens you. It's the fog of ignorance that blinds you. It's not the enemy that paralyzes you. It's your mind clouded by fear. Because fear thrives in the absence of understanding. The moment you shine the light of knowledge on it, it begins to dissolve. Think of the last time you were terrified of something unknown. Maybe a result, a decision, a change. And then when you finally understood it, when you took a step, when you learned more, when you faced it, suddenly the fear wasn't as big anymore. It shrank. Because knowledge doesn't just give answers, it gives clarity. And clarity is the end of fear. Krishna told Arjuna, get up and fight, not because the world is against you, but because the truth is with you. That's what knowledge does. It aligns you with what's real, not what your mind imagines. It separates fact from fear. We fear things more in imagination than in reality. We build stories in our heads. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? But the moment you seek truth, when you replace what if with what is, you become free. Krishna didn't hand Arjuna courage like a weapon. He awakened it through understanding. He reminded him of his dharma, his inner strength, his true self. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the clarity that fear is not bigger than you. Na hi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. There is nothing so pure in this world as knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 4.38. Krishna is saying knowledge purifies fear. It doesn't just silence it for a moment. It uproots it from the mind. Today, your Kurukshetra might not be a battlefield. It might be an exam you're afraid to take, a business you want to start, a truth you are scared to speak, a dream you're too afraid to chase. But the lesson is the same. Don't run from fear. Understand it. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Where is this fear coming from? Is it real or is it just a story my mind is telling me? When you see clearly, fear loses its power. The world tells you to be fearless, but Krishna teaches something deeper. Be aware, be wise, because fear cannot survive where there is knowledge. You don't conquer fear by shouting at it. You conquer it by understanding what it is, a shadow that vanishes when the light is turned on. So, the next time fear knocks on your door, don't shrink, don't hide. Stand tall. Open the door with knowledge. Read, learn, reflect, meditate. And most importantly, remember who you are. Because like Krishna reminded Arjuna, you are not the trembling hand or the confused mind. You are the consciousness behind it, the stillness in the storm, the clarity behind the fear. Fear is powerful, but knowledge is divine. And when the divine wakes up inside you, fear has no choice but to bow. Arjuna didn't win because fear disappeared. He won because knowledge rose higher than fear. And so will you. So rise, not with arrogance, not with denial, but with wisdom. With the still, unshakable strength that comes from knowing the truth. Because fear doesn't end when the world changes. It ends when you do. Om Jai Shri Krishna.